2 tornado for at least a couple of places. And there may have been a tornado. We talked about it earlier. This was when it was coming into West Oklahoma City at Northwest 10th and Council and County Line and Northwest 23rd and County Line. There are power poles down there. So there may have been a brief tornado over there by Lake Overholster a while ago. Talking about now 45 minutes ago when it was coming in from Canadian County. We showed some gate-to-gate shear there. There are power poles down there. So there might have been another brief tornado there. So what we have going on, we have one tornado warning in effect, and it is for central and eastern Cleveland County, for far east Norman and Little Axe, and then the rest of these are severe storms here, severe thunderstorm warnings, large hail damaging winds, all the way down. Not a good idea to go down I-44 at all, because a lot of hailers here from Tuttle and Mustang down to Bridge Creek, west of Newcastle, northwest of Blanchard, down to the Chickasha Airport, Pocasset, Amber, and then from there, Cement, Surreal, all the way down to Lawton. But the one tornado warning continues now for far east Norman, talking about 60th Street east, way east Norman, like 6 to 7 miles east of downtown Norman. And the tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire on schedule. The way it looks right now, it will be allowed to expire on schedule, meaning it looks like the tornado has indeed lifted. We show weakening circulation now. It does not appear to still be on the ground. Our Doppler signatures show the winds have come way down in the past 7 to 8 minutes or so. Let's go back to Mark Dillard with his live stream. He drove through the damage and more with an update. Mark?
Yes, Mike, I'm coming into Norman now where it's a much calmer. In fact, it may not have even rained very much down here. In fact, it hasn't rained very much. But you go 10 miles back up toward Moore, and it's a different story. We've had we've got the highway shut down, as a matter of fact. We've got I-35 southbound lanes are shut down due to a overturned semi and some cars that were one pickup that was flipped on its top and some others into the Jersey barrier. So we may have had a crossing there, Mike. It's probably going to be the location I'm going to put it at, because we also had additional fence damage and some debris hanging in power lines and whatnot. And then you go trace it back over toward Southwest 119th and Western and May. We had a pretty significant damage back there to some power lines and roofs and some sheet metal that was balled up and twisted and some tree limbs. So probably more than likely we've had a pretty significant, and I might add that path was it was intermittent, and it was about a mile long along 119th. And then back when we were at the airport, on the north side of the airport, with a lot of hail and a driving north wind, we had some power flashes on the north side of the airport, probably more like straight line wind issues. I didn't see anything twisting in front of me per se, but we had a lot of straight line wind issues there on the north side of the airport with some hail. So there's intermittent power issues from back towards El Reno all the way across southwest Oklahoma City and into Moore, and probably the very east side of Norman over toward the lake. Back to you. Okay,
Mark, appreciate that. Excellent report. Let's go to the storm tracker. The tornado warning now has expired. The tornado has lifted. So there's no longer a tornado on the ground. Circulation's weakened considerably. And heavy storms in central Oklahoma City, not a big problem. Things are going to start to improve if you live in Oklahoma County, if it isn't already improving where you live already. Still some hail in the South Metro, but it's not really big hail, so that's good. Some dimes and some peas and maybe a couple of nickels. The bigger hail, which is still between golf ball and tennis ball size, would be over here in Cleveland County near Lake Draper, to the south of Midwest City and Del City, and to the northeast of Norman. And then these storms here are severe. Mustang down to the west side of Newcastle, down to northwest of Blanchard. That's a severe storm there, damaging winds. Golf ball size hail, maybe a little bit bigger. This storm here is severe from west of Chickasha, east of Verdon, to the Chickasha Airport up to Pocasset and Amber. So that's got golf ball, or maybe even golf ball to small tennis ball, very close to the Chickasha Airport right now. Down I-44, another heavy storm northwest of Lawton right now. Let's take a look. Just a short while ago, you're watching this on News Channel 4 Live. You might have heard about this. You might have gotten a tweet from it or seen a Facebook notification. This was the tornado. We had it from the beginning to the end as it tracked from northwest Moore to the northwest of Westmore High School, very close to Westmore High School, down to the Warren Theater at I-35, which is exactly where the May 20th tornado tracked. Look at all the power flashes. Incredible. F1 tornado might have gone to a low-end F2. There is damage. There's overturned semis. There's roof damage. There's power poles down. There are power lines down. Not a violent tornado, but a significant tornado, certainly, with winds at least 110 to 120 miles per hour in that tornado. It was about several hundred-yard wide at its widest point, several hundred yards wide. Certainly not a large tornado by Oklahoma standards, but a significant tornado all the same. Now, I think we have some damage to show you. What do we have here, control room? There you go. Who's that again? Say that again, Nat. Let's go to Aaron Brackett live. Aaron?
Yeah, Mike, we're headed near the airport now, down 44, and we're actually following that second severe warm thunderstorm. Mike, we were stopped on I-40 near downtown Oklahoma City. There was big-time hail. We were stopped because cars were stopped under underpasses, and you were reporting a little bit of a spin up near the fairgrounds. We had some winds that were varying directions. Now, it was nothing near what you're reporting in Moore. It was not like that, but we have seen a couple of snapped signposts near downtown Oklahoma City in the fairgrounds, and then also near the airport and just north of it. There have been snapped signposts kind of laying every which way. Now we're headed towards south on I-44, H.E. Bailey. We're going to take a look at this next storm system that is approaching, and we'll let you know what we find. Mike, over to you.
Okay, appreciate that. So still an evolving situation here. Let's go back to live storm tracker. And live storm tracker here. The tornado threat is still not zero. It's still there for sure. This hook echo here is coming up really fast. This is on the northern side of the original Moore tornado circulation. And you see the hook there coming up really pretty quickly. Stella on the east side of Draper Lake is where that is right now. So watch the hook here. See there, just the pass. These sweeps go through like every 20 seconds. So these are updates like every 15, 20 seconds. So it's really live all the time. And you see the trend there is you see it go through the loop there of the hook spinning up right there. That's at Stella. So Twin Lakes, Bethel Acres, Twin Lakes, and Shawnee. You folks stay alert. This storm has produced the confirmed tornado. Might have been a low-end F2 over in Moore. Now, that tornado has lifted, but on the northern side of that circulation, this is spinning up rather fast, and we're showing a pretty large, deep mesocyclone that is moderate in intensity right now and spinning down toward the cloud base. So we could potentially have additional tornadic activity. There's no tornado warning on it right now. But Stella, east of Draper Lake, north of Little Axe, about 7 or 8 miles north of Little Axe. So the Little Axe area doesn't appear to be in any danger of that Moore tornado since it's lifted. But then Stella, Twin Lakes, Bethel, Acres, Dale, over to Shawnee and Tecumseh. As you see, the motion there is to the east-southeast, so it's red line, center line for Shawnee and Tecumseh. Let's go back to Mark Dillard with a live update from the Moore tornado damage. Mark?
Yes, Mike. Again, I-35 is shut down at South 4th Street in Moore. We've got a tractor trailer that's across the highway. So traffic is going to have to get off at probably before 4th, but right at 4th, the exit is still open on the southbound lanes. And again, back toward Southwest 119th and Western. And I'm sure in between basically the Warren Theater to the Southwest 119th and May, just to the east of that intersection and back toward Western, intermittent damage all along from basically the Warren back to the northwest to Southwest 119th. There's probably intermittent damage all through there if this had been on the ground the entire time, which it sounded like from the chopper with power flashes that it probably was. So we had a pretty significant event come through. And, early on out at El Reno, it looked like it had been undercut. And then we began to talk about it intensifying again with gustitos. And Kevin Cosby, my chase partner, saw some lifting dust as we were coming into the west side of Mustang. So it definitely got back together, started to intermittently come in contact with the ground and definitely with the power lines as it was popping the power lines, which when it is so dark in the evening hours and at night, that is really the only way you can tell that it's in contact with the ground, especially from the helicopter, is with those brilliant power flashes, the transformers going up. indicative of either the wind twisting the lines and making them gallop where they pop, or that they're being taken down and actually disrupting the power system. So it is a definite event that we've had go through on the south side, and they'll be cleaning up for days on this one, Mike. And I expect folks